You're leaning too much on your right foot. You want to keep your weight more evenly balanced. Then your arms can swing free. Well, you've got the idea. Oh, I'm Gerald Wilkerson.
Yes, how do you do?
Mr. Diamond?
That's right.
I talked with you a little while ago on the telephone, you remember?
Oh, yes, the old man in the beach shack.
That's right, Homer Wilkerson.
Any relation?
Well, I don't know. That's what I want you to find out, Mr. Diamond. According to the newspapers, Homer Wilkerson had no heirs.
Except maybe Gerald Wilkerson.
Well, I hope. My folks all died when I was just a little boy, so I don't know too much about that side of my family. The Wilkerson.
Want a drink?
Oh, no thanks, no thanks. But I do remember that my mother told me one time I had a second cousin by the name of Homer Wilkerson somewhere in the world. Anyway, if this Homer Wilkerson at Lido Beach and my second cousin Homer Wilkerson are one of the same people, I might just be an heir, right?
You just might be.
Oh, and one more thing. My father's whole family came from Oregon, if that's any help to you.
Well, it could be.
What's your fee, Mr. Diamond?
$100 a day in expenses.
How about 5% of the inheritance if we hit?
What have we missed?
Well, 5% of that, too, I'm afraid.
Well, I feel sort of lucky today. Why not? It's a deal.
Good. You can reach me there all day.
All right, I'll be in touch.
Good luck.
Goodbye. Well, didn't have a thing to wear, huh? How are you?
Who is that?
Golf instructor.
Somebody steal his golf course?
Karen. Dear Karen, what does that look like?
Oh, I hadn't noticed. Well, now, are you all ready?
Sure am.
For what?
Lunch at the Derby. No. Dinner at the Derby? No. It's your birthday. I forgot that. I'm sorry.
No, it isn't.
Huh?
But it is yours.
Why, you're kidding. Really?
Now, we had planned a long trip to Lake Arrowhead, a birthday picnic, cake and all, remember?
Well, it wouldn't work anyway, honey. The candles would blow out in the freeway. Come here, I'll talk to you. Now, why don't you stay right here and cook us a nice, intimate little birthday dinner, and I'll be right back.
Now, wait a minute. I thought we had agreed no work today.
Well, honey, this isn't work. It's gamble.
And so is whether or not I'll be here when you get back.
What are the odds?
Pretty long.
On a man's birthday?
About even.
Yeah. This is for you. Bye. Sam?
Mr. D.
Anything?
Negative.
Pity.
Working?
Slaving.
In?
Out.
Where?
Now, Sam, you win again. I gotta use 2 words. Lido Beach. I'll call you later.
Bye, Mr. D.
Imagine living in a place like this when you get $80,000 to your name.
Maybe that's how we got it.
Plan any more loot, Captain?
Sure.
Bushel full of pearls.
Real or culture?
Press?
No, I'm a private investigator. My name's Richard Diamond. I have a client in Los Angeles
Who thinks he could be Wilkerson's heir, maybe?
Well, I gather I'm not the first.
Not quite, Mr. Diamond. 2 lawyers called while I was having breakfast. After that, a private detective. And then about a dozen plain, ordinary citizens. Boy, oh boy, they're just popping out of the woodwork.
How about all that money?
Where did Homer get it from? Saved it as far as we can figure out. You know, there's a lot of money in junk. Maybe we all ought to go into the business. Goodbye, gentlemen.
Goodbye, Captain.
You made a long trip for an awful little, Mr. Diamond.
Well, I get paid for the mile. Say, did the old man have any cronies? Did he hang out anywhere in particular?
Well, they say that he used to go bowling on the green up at the park sometimes with the old geezers.
Well, thanks.
We came down here from San Francisco 50 years ago.
You're both from San Francisco?
No, just me. I don't know where Homer was from. Homer didn't talk about himself much.
How about Oregon? Does that ring a bell?
Nope. Excuse me, son, it's my bowl. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you, sir.
You're a private detective, aren't you? Mr. Richard Diamond?
Well, how did you know all that?
I heard you talking to Uncle Freddie. Captain McCormick over at Mr. Wilkerson's shack. I couldn't tell him because someone should know, because he'd tell my father. Please, Mr. Diamond, I've got to talk to you.
Well, did you lose a boyfriend or something like that?
No, it's about Homer Wilkerson. But first you've got to promise me one thing. You'll never say I told you what I'm going to tell you.
Well, I promise.
Well, last night when I told my father I was going over to Lisa's house to study, she's in my class, I really went out with Freddie Hamilton. My father thinks Freddie's a creep because he's a hot rod fan and all that. Oh, no, but he isn't. Well, anyway, we went and had Cokes. And then we went down to the pier and we barked. It was then that we heard it.
Heard what?
A yell from Mr. Wilkerson's shack. And then a minute or two later, a man came out.
Well, what did he look like?
I don't know. We were too far away to see. But he acted real funny. He kept looking around. Oh, yeah, and he was carrying a small bag. But we lost sight of him when he got underneath the pier.
What time was it when the man came running out of the shack?
A little after 9. Yeah, I know because I had to be home by 9:30. Uh-oh, I'm due home now. I got to babysit.
Hey. What's your name?
Carol Walker. Bye, Mr. Diamond.
Goodbye, Carol.
I'm busy, Mr. Diamond. I can only tell you what I told the others. The heir's name is Stuart Simon. He lives in Santa Monica, and his claim looks good. He's a nephew.
Well, an heir's been found, huh?
Oh, I thought you knew about it. Everybody in town does. And now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a lot of other things to do.
Just one thing, Captain. What was the approximate time of Homer Wilkerson's death?
Between 8 and 10 last night. Why?
Well, my client gets a full report for his money.
Lucky client. Goodbye, Mr. Diamond.
Goodbye, Captain.
Simon?
Yes?
My name's Richard Diamond.
Oh, what can I do for you, Mr. Diamond?
Can I talk to you for a few minutes?
Certainly. I'll come right out.
Gerald Wilkerson. No, Mr. Diamond, I'm afraid I've never heard of him. As a matter of fact, I really didn't know my Uncle Homer too well. I doubt if I've seen him, 3 or 4 times in the past 10 years.
Do you know if he came from Oregon?
Baltimore.
I guess that takes care of my client's claim. Oh, one other thing. Do you have any enemies that you know of?
No. Well, why do you ask?
It's probably just my suspicious mind, but a man was seen running away from the shack shortly after your uncle's death.
Oh? Strange the police didn't mention that to me.
Well, the police don't know about it. I just heard it myself a while ago.
Well, I certainly hope nothing violent happened to my uncle.
No, I doubt it. Probably just a friend of his that dropped by and saw him dead and got worried and ran away. People do strange things when they come face to face with sudden death. Anyway, I think it's a police matter now.
You think? You don't sound very sure of that. Is there something you haven't told me, Mr. Diamond?
No, not really, except that when I took this case, I thought your uncle was some kind of a crackpot.
But now?
Well, now I think he was a very nice old man that should still be bowling with his buddies in the park, but had it been for an accident.
Which might not have been an accident.
Mr. Simons, I think you have a suspicious mind, too. And we're both probably very wrong. The man will probably turn out to be a surf fisherman who didn't want to get involved. Well, thanks for your trouble.
Well, there's just one other thing, Mr. Diamond. The thing that bothers me is that someone did kill my uncle.
Why didn't he take the money?
Yes.
Maybe he didn't know about it.
Well, then why would he kill him?
I don't know. Well, thanks again. Freddie, now you sure you saw a man running out of Homer Wilkerson's shack?
Oh, sure as I'm sitting here, Mr. Diamond. You suspect some foul play, don't you?
Not necessarily, Freddie.
Well, maybe it wasn't any accident. Maybe this man pushed him. He sure acted funny.
When he was running out of the shack?
Well, yeah. How come he threw that old bag into the drink?
He did what?
Well, the bag he was carrying, he threw it into the ocean under the pier.
I didn't see that.
Oh, I did.
Wait a minute, kids. Now, Freddie, you sure he threw a bag under the pier?
Uh-huh. Didn't she tell you that?
Well, I didn't see that.
Well, you must have. We were both looking at him.
Well, then why didn't I see him toss the bag?
Oh, how do I know? Maybe women just aren't as observant as men.
Hogwash.
Yours, sir.
One of ours, all right, Mr. Diamond. But the fact is, we stopped making this bag about 10 years ago.
Well, then there's no way I can find out which shop in particular sold it.
Not a chance in a million. Wait a minute. This is not a 325.
325?
The model number.
Oh.
Sure. What's the matter with me? It's a 311. A special. A custom-made job. We made up about 200 of these for some outfit.
What outfit?
Well, that, my friend, I'll have to look up. Here it is. We made these for the Canyon Country Club out in Brentwood.
You go right back down the road you came on, turn left at Canyon Drive, keep going, and you'll be back on Sunset.
But I'm not lost. I'm curious. You know, I've wondered about this place every time I've driven by.
Well, I guess curiosity's no big crime. You're looking at what's left of the Canyon Country Club. One time it was real swanky. Big cars parked all around. Fancy-dressed people coming and going.
When did it close?
2 years ago, come April. I never did understand why. Mr. Simons explained it all to me, maybe 3 times.
Mr. Simons?
Uh-huh.
Would that be Stuart Simons?
That's right. You know him?
As a matter of fact, I do. What did Mr. Simons do here?
Treasurer ever since I came here. And that's 15 years ago come Easter. Mighty fine fellow. I ran into him and Miss Gloria just a month ago in town. They're still going together. You know her, too?
No, I don't. I know Mr. Simons through business.
Oh. She used to be an entertainer out here. Sang with the band we had. Was on radio a while, too. Pretty girl. Her full name's Gloria Bartlett.
Honest to Pete, you can never find a thing when you want it, can you, Mr. Cooper?
No, you never can. But these are fine, Miss Bartlett.
Gloria. Those are nowhere. This picture, the one I'm looking for, is a knockout. Years and pounds off. Anyway, you just keep asking questions and I'll keep looking.
All right. How long have you known Stuart Simons?
6 years, I guess.
Any plans to get married?
Gee, I hadn't really thought about it, but yeah, I suppose Stu coming into money like this could make a difference.
In what way?
Well, you know, we've talked about marriage plenty of times. But I'm going to level with you, Mr. Cooper. You see, Stu never made a lot of money. Well, I guess I've always had a big thing about being tied to a sink and a stove. I was one of 7 kids, and I saw what it did to my mom. That's not for me. Guess that's why I'm in this business.
But the inheritance will probably change all that.
Well, yeah, I guess so. That is, if Stu still wants me.
How about the career? You going to go ahead with that?
I'll say. Listen, I haven't given up this fight, not by a long shot. Gloria Bartlett may not be the best singer in town, Mr. Cooper, but she's the toughest one to discourage. And you can print that, too. You know why? Because I believe all you need is that one big break. And if it comes because I popped off about myself to a newspaper man in an interview about my boyfriend inheriting a fortune, well, that's okay, too.
Well, thanks, Miss Bartlett.
Oh, hey, wait. It's just gotta be here.
Suggestion.
Well, sure.
Let me take these and go before it's press time.
Well, okay. I guess I'd rather have a bum picture of me in the paper than no picture at all.
Goodbye.
Gee, thanks a lot.
Good luck.
Thanks.
All right, Mr. Diamond. You couldn't leave it alone, could you? You had to put all the pieces together.
I had to put them all together. You killed that nice old man. You're his nephew, and you planted the money on him and killed him. You knew you'd inherit. That way you could live the way you wanted without anyone knowing where it all came from. The only other alternative you had was to take the money and run. But Gloria wouldn't live more than 15 feet from Hollywood in a big chance, would you?
No. You're right, she wouldn't.
The only thing that puzzles me is where you got the money from in the first place. The Treasury. You embezzled it over a period of years from the country club.
I'm afraid you're right, Mr. Diamond.
Mr. Cooper, wait! I found the picture.
Stu! Stu! Mr. Cooper, what is this?
You know anything about a murder, Gloria?
Murder?
You better go back upstairs.
You didn't really come for this at all, did you?
No, I didn't.
23.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, darling.
You know, I'm a lot older than that.
This came for you a little while ago.
Thank you. Dear Mr. Diamond, as legal representative of the Canyon Country Club in receivership, I wish to thank you for bringing to light the embezzlement of club funds. 5% of the recovered money, please accept as evidence of our gratitude. Well, what do you know? My fee, 5%.
Now let's put that away and cut your cake, Mr. Diamond.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, what'd you do all day?
Well, honey, I grew a year older.